Hello and welcome to episode 6 of this 32-part series where I explain every county on the island of Ireland. This time it's where I was born and lived ever since, County Cork. Cork is a coastal county located in the southwest region of the island of Ireland in the province of Munster. Cork borders the counties of Kerry, Limerick, Tipperary and Waterford. The county is 7,500 square kilometres in area, making it the largest county on the island, larger than Galway and every other county. Cork is home to around 540,000 people, making it the third most populous, ahead of Down but behind Antrim and Dublin. Cork is not named after the material. The name Cork derives from its Irish name Corcaig, meaning marsh, because Cork City was built on a marsh. A nickname for Cork is the Rebel County, due to its appointing Perkin Warbeck, a pretender to the English throne during the War of the Roses in 1491. The people of Cork supported him because he was French, not English. Many also associate the county with this name due to its major connection with Ireland's War of Independence, which I'll discuss later. Cork is also sometimes referred to as the People's Republic of Cork. Sometimes people in Cork joke about gaining independence and ending Dublin rule in Cork. I mean, even the national broadcaster RTE called it Country Cork. Cork City is the second largest settlement in the Republic of Ireland, and locals often call it the real capital of Ireland. This comes from two sources: Cork's opposition to the Anglo-Irish Treaty in the Irish Civil War, and the fact that people from Cork just love Cork and think that it's the best place in the entire world and that it's completely better than Dublin. Another nickname for the city and county is Leeside, due to the River Lee, which goes through the city. The county colours are red and white, sometimes referred to as the blood and bandage. It is said that this comes from the county's underlying sandstone and limestone, as symbolised in the Shandon Bells clock tower, one of Cork City's most iconic landmarks. County Cork doesn't have an official motto, but that for Cork City is Statio Bene Fide Carinis, which is Latin for a safe harbour for ships. More on Cork Harbour later. The county also doesn't have an official crest, but the one for Cork City is used. The coat of arms shows a boat sailing between two castles. The boat symbolises the maritime culture of the city. There are many theories for what the towers represent, but most agree that they are kings' and queens' castles, which in medieval times guided the entrance to Cork City. The GAA version adds Shandon, hurleys and Gaelic footballs. The county anthem is on the banks of my own lovely Lee. The car registration plate code is C. Local newspapers include the Echo, Southern Star and Cork Independent, while the main local radio stations include Red FM and 96 FM in Cork City, with C103 in the county. Now for Cork's borders. We start in the east at the town of Youghal, which faces Waterford across the mouth of the River Blackwater. As we move northwest, we encounter a penny enclave of Waterford within Cork at Troinbeg. The only way to enter this piece of Waterford is to go through Cork. However, this also leaves a penny exclave of Cork to the east of the enclave. The tri-point with Tipperary is found in the village of Raglan, and then the border cuts to Limerick. The boundaries of County Cork tend to follow rivers and streams. To the west, Cork borders its rival Kerry. The border follows the Sheehy mountain range and then extends out to the Beara Peninsula, where many border crossings pass through the mountains, such as the Caha Pass and Healy Pass, which has this amazing looking road. Not all of the Beara Peninsula is owned by Cork. Kerry owns a panhandle to the north of the peninsula, sometimes referred to by Corkonians as occupied Beara. At one point, there is only a 3 km wide gap between Bantry Bay at Adrigole and Hungry Hill, the border. The main mountain ranges in County Cork are the Ballyhoiras, the Nagles and the Bogaras to the north, and the Derry-na-Sagart, Sheehy and Caha mountains to the west. It is in the Sheehy mountains where the highest point, Knockboy, is found along the border with Kerry. The three main rivers of County Cork are the Lee, Blackwater and Bandon, all flowing in a west to east direction before taking a sharp turn south before entering the sea. The Lee rises in the Sheehy Mountains at Gurgoynbarra and flows 90 kilometres eastward towards the sea at Cork Harbour. In the 1950s, two hydroelectric dams were built on the river, Carrigadrohid and the larger Inniscarra Dam. The river then passes through Cork City, where it splits into a north and south channel. Cork Central Business District is located on the island in the middle. The Lee enters the sea at Cork Harbour, which is said to be the second largest natural harbour in the world after Sydney Harbour in Australia. The harbour is home to multiple islands, including Grace Island, which is home to the town of Cove, the last port of call of the RMS Titanic in 1912, Hull which is home to an Irish naval base and a new park, Fosha Island, which is home to Fosha House and Gardens, Fosha Island Golf Club and Fosha Wildlife Park, and Spike Island, which is Ireland's Alcatraz. Now a tourist attraction, it was once the largest prison in the British Empire. As we head south to leave Cork Harbour, we pass Forts Camden and Davis and out past Roach's Point to the Celtic Sea. Cork has a very varied coastline. To the east of the harbour, many beaches are found, such as those at Youghal, Garryvoe and Ballybrannigan. To the west of Cork Harbour, we move towards Kinsale Harbour, which is the mouth of the River Bandon, and then on to the old head of Kinsale. As we move further west, we pass many more beaches and headlands, such as Garrettstown Beach, the Seven Heads, Inchydoney Beach, Galley Head, Longstrand, and I think you get the point. Next we arrive at the unique tidal saltwater Lough Gyne. The lake was designated Ireland's first and only marine nature reserve in 1981, and is one of the most studied bodies of water in the world. West again, and we arrive at Roaring Water Bay, which is home to many islands, including Hare Island, Shirkin Island, and the Irish-speaking Cape Clear. 6.5 kilometres southwest of Cape Clear is Fastnet Rock, which is the southernmost territory of Ireland, and is home to the tallest lighthouse in Ireland. It is often called the Teardrop of Ireland, as it was the last piece of Irish soil many Irish emigrants saw as they left for America. West of Roaring Water Bay are many peninsulas extending westward out into the wild Atlantic Ocean. The southernmost is the Mizen Peninsula, home to Mizen Head, which is often thought to be the southernmost point of the island of Ireland. However, it is actually the nearby Bro Head, which was a filming location for Star Wars. My favourite spot on this peninsula is Tree Castle Head, which is home to Dunlock Castle and some spectacular views. Across Dunmanus Bay is the scenic Sheep's Head Peninsula, and then you're into Bantry Bay, which is home to Whitty Island, Burr Island and Garnish Island with its Italian gardens. On a sunny day, it's hard to tell the difference whether you're in Cork or Italy. Next we arrive at the Beara Peninsula, which has rugged mountains and colourful villages such as Iries. At the end of the peninsula is Dursey Island, which is the westernmost point of the county and the location of Ireland's only cable car. To the north of Beara is the Kenmare River and County Kerry. The county town and largest town in County Cork is Cork City, located in the centre east of the county. It is the second largest city in the Republic of Ireland and is home to over 200,000 people. Its metropolitan area has a population of over 300,000. The city is split by the River Lee into its north side and south side, with the city centre on an island in the middle. Cork City is home to the County Hall and the Elysian. Both were for many years the tallest building in Ireland until Dublin built the Capitol Dock. However, Cork has plans to dwarf all three with the new tower at Custom House Quay. Cork also has the longest building in Ireland and Blarney Street the longest street in Ireland. Also, Patrick's Hill is probably the steepest street in Ireland. Cork City is home to two universities, the historical University College Cork and the much newer Munster Technological University, which formed in 2021 with the merger of Cork Institute of Technology and IT Tralee in County Kerry. Some other settlements in County Cork include Mallow, Fermoy, Carrigaline. Cove, formerly Queenstown, is located on the Great Island and was the last port of call for the RMS Titanic in 1912. Ballincollig, which was recently absorbed into Cork City and has Ballincollig Regional Park next to the River Lee, which is the site of the former Ballincollig Royal Gunpowder Mills. Middleton, known for the Jameson whisky experience and home to the Kindred Spirits Monument, which commemorates the generosity of the Choctaw Nation to the Irish during the Great Famine. Youghal, where Sir Walter Raleigh planted the first potatoes in Ireland. Blynie, which is home to the world-famous Blynie Castle and Blynie Stone. Kissing the stone is said to give you the gift of the gap. Kinsale, the seafood capital of Ireland. Clonakilty, which is known for Clonakilty black pudding and Clonakilty sausages. Michael Collins was also born near here. Skibbereen, which was one of the places which suffered most in the Great Famine and is more recently known for its Olympic winning rowing club. Bantry, the site of a failed French landing in 1796. Crosshaven, home to the oldest yacht club in the world. There's also Macroom, Rosscarbery, Dunmanway, Mitchelstown, Charleville, Kanturk, Bushevint and Mill Street, the smallest town to have ever hosted the Eurovision Song Contest, with it taking place there in 1993. There are many more towns and villages which I could mention, but I have to keep going with this video. County Cork is divided into numerous regions, such as East Cork and North Cork. The most well known to tourists and locals alike is West Cork, known for its coastline and mountains. There is no real official boundary of West Cork, so there are disagreements on whether Kinsale or Inishannon are in West Cork, for example. The county is administered by Cork County Council and Cork City Council. Cork City had a major boundary extension in 2019, quadrupling in size and taking in areas such as Ballincollig, Blynie, Glanmire, Rochestown, Douglas and Cork Airport. Now Cork City is larger in geographic area than many major world cities such as Paris, Milan and San Francisco. Cork is one of only 4 cities on the island of Ireland to have a Lord Mayor, the others being Dublin, Belfast and Armagh. County Cork and Cork City are divided into the municipal districts and local electoral areas, which you can see here. Politically, the county is part of the Doyle constituencies on the map here and the South European Parliament constituency. The county has also historically been split up into the baronies, which you can see on this map. Cork City is home to Cork Airport, which is the second busiest in the Republic of Ireland and the third on the island. Located just south of Cork City, it first opened in 1961 and in recent years a new terminal opened in 2006. Other private airfields and aerodromes are dotted around the county, such as this one near Bantry. The road system of County Cork radiates around Cork City and the N40 South Ring Road. The Ring Road passes onto the River Lee through the 600 metre Jack Lynch Tunnel to the Dunkettle interchange, which is currently under redevelopment. The only motorway in the county is the M8, which heads north from here towards Fermoy and Dublin. Currently there are plans to upgrade the N20 Limerick and N28 Ringaskiddy Road to motorways, while also building a North Ring Road around Cork City. A bypass of Macroom on the N22 is also currently being constructed. The rest of the county is connected by smaller regional and local roads. In Cork Harbour, the Cross River Ferry connects the town of Passage West to the Great Island, while in West Cork, passenger ferries connect the mainland to some of the offshore islands. Vehicle ferries connect Ringaskiddy to Roscoff in France. Cork is currently in the process of relocating its main port from the Tivoli docks in Cork City down to Ringaskiddy in Cork Harbour. Cork's rail system is centred around Kent Station in Cork City. Commuter lines connect to Mallow, Cove and Middleton, while intercity lines connect Cork to Dublin. Another line also goes west from Mallow to County Kerry. Sadly, many railways have been closed down and dismantled in the mid-20th century. Some of the former lines have become cycling greenways, such as here between Carrigaline and Crosshaven. The Cork Metropolitan Area Transport Strategy Plan proposes many exciting developments, such as building a light rail or tram for the city, similar to the Lewis in Dublin. Some places of interest within County Cork include Fastnet Rock, Mizzen Head Signal Station, Treecastle Head, Garnish Island, Baltimore Beacon, Gougorn Barra, Drumbeg Stone Circle, Michael Collins Centre, Clonakilty Model Railway Village, Timoleague Abbey, Charles Fort, James Fort, Kilcray Friary, Fosha Wildlife Park, Camden Fort Maher, Spike Island, Titanic Experience Cove, St Colman's Cathedral, Ballycotton Cliffwalk, Doneraile Park, and the Donkey Sanctuary. Some places of interest within Cork City include Shandon Bells with the four-faced lyre, the Shaky Bridge, the English Market, Blackrock Castle Observatory, St Finbarr's Cathedral, which has a statue of a golden angel which, according to legend, will blow its trumpet before the end of the world to alert the people of Cork before anyone else, Cork City Jail, the Loch, Cork Art Gallery, Elizabeth Fort, Nanonagle Place, Red Abbey, Cork Opera House, Cork Public Museum, Fitzgerald's Park, Blarney Castle, Blarney House, Ballincollig Regional Park, and the Cork Butter Museum. Spread the word about that one. The county is also at the beginning or end of the Royal Atlantic Way touring route, starting in Kinsale. East Cork is included in Ireland's ancient East Tourist region. Tourists in Cork can also enjoy water activities, whale watching, golf, fishing, kayaking, the nightlife, the local food and drink, and being launched up into the air. Now a brief history. Evidence of ancient settlement can be found in Cork, such as the Bronze Age Drumberg Stone Circle near Glandore, probably the most famous stone circle in Ireland. Many others are also dotted around the county, such as Ahakishta Stone Circle on the Sheep's Head Peninsula and the Venus Greena Stone Circle. Cork City was founded as a monastic settlement by St Finbarr in the 6th century. The monastery was located around the area where St Finbarr's Cathedral is today. The town grew under the Vikings and Normans, gaining city status in 1185. Much of what is now Cork was once part of the Gaelic kingdom of Das Muin, which was anglicised as Desmond. After the Norman invasion of Ireland and increased English control, Desmond staged many rebellions, causing much destruction. The plantation of Munster under Elizabeth I attempted to anglicise the Catholic Irish, but this failed in comparison to latter efforts in Ulster. The Irish later rebelled again with the assistance of Catholic Spain in the 9 Years' War, which culminated in the 1609 Battle of Kinsale in Cork, which was a crushing defeat for the rebellion. On the 20th of June 1631, the West Cork village of Baltimore was sacked by Algerian Ottoman slave traders, capturing 107 villagers. In 1622, the Great Fire of Cork burned much of the medieval city, while in 1690 during the Williamite War the siege of Cork occurred, resulting in the destruction of the walls surrounding the city. However, Cork City continued to grow as a major commercial port and a stop-off point for merchants as they travelled between Europe and colonies in the Americas. Evidence of this era can be seen today in the Dutch-influenced architecture in Cork City. Around the same time, many French Huguenots arrived in Cork after fleeing persecution in France. A Huguenot cemetery and French Church Street can still be found in Cork City Centre today. The city saw much expansion in the 18th century, with many former waterways being covered to allow for wide streets, such as the South Mall, Grand Parade, and St Patrick's Street, often called Pana. Also around the same time, Nanonagle founded the Presentation Sisters and, despite penal laws persecuting Catholics, set up schools to educate the poor of Cork. In 2013, she was declared venerable by the Pope, the step just before sainthood. You can touch her coffin and visit a museum about her life at Nanonagle Place in Cork City. County Cork, in particular West Cork, was one of the worst hit areas during the Great Famine. Cork City saw horrific overcrowding as thousands died of hunger in the county. Skibbereen in particular was one of the worst hit areas in the country. Thousands emigrated from Cove, which was then known as Queenstown, from 1849 until 1920. Between 1848 and 1950, 2.5 million emigrants left Cove to North America in hope of a better life. In fact, in 1892, the first ever immigrant to pass through Ellis Island in New York was Annie Moore, who departed from Queenstown. A statue of Annie and her brothers can be found outside Cove's train station today. On the 11th of April 1912, Queenstown was the final port of call for the RMS Titanic, before it hit the iceberg 4 days later. Of the 123 passengers who boarded from County Cork, only 44 survived. In 1950, during the First World War, the RMS Lusitania was torpedoed by a German U-boat 18 kilometres off the old head of Kinsale. 1,198 passengers died, while 700 survived, with many brought to Queenstown. Cork went through a lot during the Irish War of Independence. On the 20th of March 1920, Lord Mayor Thomas McCushin was shot dead by RIC forces in front of his wife and child at his home in Cork City. His successor Terence MacSweeney was arrested in August 1920 and died on the 25th of October in Brixton Prison in England after 74 days on hunger strike. His act of peaceful protest has since inspired many others, including Mahatma Gandhi. The Irish War of Independence was a guerrilla war, and many ambushes took place in the county, including the Kilmichael ambush on the 28th of November 1920, where 36 IRA volunteers led by Tom Barry killed 17 RIC auxiliaries. 2 weeks later, on the 11th of December, the Black and Tan set fire to many buildings in Cork City Centre, including Cork City Hall and Carnegie Library. This event became known as the Burning of Cork. In this war, the Irish Republican Army was led by West Cork native Michael Collins. Collins organised the guerrilla war while also being a director of intelligence, with his group of hitmen called the Squad carrying out assassinations on British intelligence. The Big Fellow, as he became known, was the most wanted man in Ireland. After a ceasefire in 1921, Collins was sent to London to negotiate a peace deal with the British. This Anglo-Irish treaty ended up being very divisive. The new Irish Free State would only consist of 26 of the 32 counties. 6 of the 9 counties of Ulster would remain in the UK as Northern Ireland. Ireland would not be a republic, and politicians would have to make an oath of allegiance to the British Crown. Britain would also maintain control over 3 ports, 2 of which were in Cork. Some such as Eamon de Valera detested this treaty, while the pro-treaty side led by Collins saw it as the freedom to achieve freedom. This tension led to the Irish Civil War. Many in Cork opposed the treaty, so the real capital became a stronghold for the so-called Munster Republic. On the 22nd of August 1922, Michael Collins was ambushed and killed by anti-treaty forces at Bellnabloor in West Cork. Some 500,000 people from both sides attended his funeral, almost 1/5 of the country's population at that time. The Civil War ended in 1923. Later Free State governments worked on dismantling the treaty, such as by getting rid of the Oath of Allegiance. The treaty ports were returned to Ireland in 1938, and Ireland became a republic in 1949. Now let's turn to the economy of County Cork. The northeast of County Cork is located within the Golden Vale, the best land in Ireland for dairy farming. A major cooperative is Derry Gold, based in Mitchelstown, which uses its milk for many purposes, from cheese to infant formula. You cannot talk about agriculture in Cork without mentioning butter. During its peak in the 19th century, Cork was the largest exporter of butter in the world, as documented in the Cork Butter Museum, which also displays 1,000-year-old bog butter. This industry resulted in the construction of butter roads to better connect rural towns and villages to Cork City and harbour. Many of these roads still connect the city to West Cork today. County Cork is home to important fishing ports such as Castletown Bay and Union Hall, with fish sold fresh in the city or to restaurants in Kinsale. Throughout the late 20th century, Cork has seen much industrial decline. The 1980s saw the closure of the Ford car and Dunlop tyre factories, leading to high unemployment. In the 1990s, an era of economic boom called the Celtic Tiger arrived, bringing in new types of industry. Industrial activities today are centred around the port town of Ringaskiddy. Here numerous pharmaceutical companies are found, including Pfizer and Janssen, employing thousands of people. These goods can easily be exported through the port of Ringaskiddy. Some other major employers in Cork are Cork University Hospital, University College Cork, Collins Barracks, Dell EMC and Apple. Yes, Apple's European headquarters are located in Cork, more specifically in Hollyhill on the north side of Cork City, with around 5,000 staff involved in manufacturing, R&D and customer support. Also, the supermarkets Dunnes Stores and SuperValue originated in Cork. The GAA has a strong presence in County Cork. The county has 30 All-Ireland senior hurling wins, 7 in Gaelic football, 27 in camogie and 11 in ladies football. The main venues for GAA in Cork are Pikey Ring and the recently developed Pikey Creef, which is one of the largest stadiums in the country. Cork City FC are the most successful soccer team. They play their home games at Turner's Cross. The other main team in the county is Cove Ramblers, based in Cove. Rugby is also popular, with Munster Rugby playing some home matches at Musgrave Park. Rowing is one of Ireland's most successful Olympic sports, with much of this success originating from the Skibbereen Rowing Club, which has a bronze, silver and gold medal. Other sports present in Cork include basketball, cricket, athletics, tennis, Irish road bowling and golf. Cork has its own distinct accent, which is very difficult for many outsiders to understand. The Cork accent is said to be very musical and much higher in tone than others. I've got in common saying that I have a strong Cork accent, but compared to some people in Cork, I don't have a strong Cork accent at all, like. Keep in mind that there isn't one single Cork accent either. Differences can be seen between the north side and south side, while West Cork has its own thing altogether. County Cork is home to two Gaeltacht or predominantly Irish-speaking areas. These are the Muskerry Gaeltacht west of Macroom and Cape Clear Island in West Cork. This represents 6% of the country's total Gaeltacht area and 4% of its population. Some famous Cork food include spiced beef, Clonakilty black pudding, Ballymaloo relish, Toons Bridge mozzarella, Donkey's Gudge, tripe and drisheen, as well as Lennox's, KC's, Hillbillies, Dinos and the whole English market. Drinks include Murphy's, Beamish, Barry's Tea and Tunora. Some famous people from or associated with the county include Michael Collins, Tom Barry, Thomas McCurshin, Terence McSweeney, Taoiseach Jack Lynch and Micheál Maishin, Australia Prime Minister John Curzon, Henry Ford, Annie Moore, St Finbarr, Nan O'Neill, Mary Elms, George Boole. Sports people Roy Keane, Sam McVire, Christy Ring, Gary and Paul O'Donovan, Fintan McCarthy, Emily Hegarty, Sonia O'Sullivan, Rob Heffernan, Donica O'Callaghan, Ronan O'Gara. Finally there's Killian Murphy, Graham Noishin, Rory Gallagher, Frank O'Connor and some YouTuber named Geography World. And don't forget Wally the Walrus. Some of the most popular surnames in the county include McCarthy, Barry, O'Callaghan, Buckley, Fitzgerald, O'Sullivan, O'Donovan, Murphy, Hegarty, Lynch, Crowley, Walsh and O'Connor. Due to the diaspora, traces of County Cork can be found all over the world. For example, you can find Bantry, North Dakota, Fermoy, Minnesota, Kinsale, Virginia, Mallow, Virginia, Bantry Bay, South Africa, and Cork, South Africa. The US state of Pennsylvania is named after William Penn, who had a castle in Macroom, while the largest city named after someone in Cork is Baltimore, Maryland, which is named after the scenic West Cork village of the same name. So that's County Cork, the rebellious real capital of Ireland, with a diverse landscape from the bustle of Cork City to the serene hills and beaches of the west, a fascinating history of revolution and emigration, and don't forget that we are busher than anywhere else. For the next episode, we'll be returning to Ulster to examine a county with the controversial name, Derry. If you have any facts or information for the next episodes, please comment below or email countiesgw@gmail.com. Thanks to all who helped with information and subscribe for more videos about Cork, Ireland, Europe and the world.